Hey guys, welcome to a video. First things first, when you work in Japan, remember, as the English teacher, any job you get, you're allowed by law in Japan to give a 1-month notice. Other than that, let's continue the video and start with this company I used to work at. We'll just call it Inc. for now. I won't say the full name, but I'll leave a link in the description below. Anyway, I used to work for this company for only 6 months, and I kind of want to tell the story behind it and why I didn't want to stay at this job. So this started back in August. I was trying to leave my company because it was kind of a black company too. And I remember going to training for this school because I didn't understand why he came at first, but he said he was looking for someone. He was wondering if I could do videos and whatnot. I couldn't do the videos he was looking for exactly, but I had a lot of ideas that I believe would have worked. Anyway, when I first did the training, everything was going good. And then I think the first week or second week, I could be wrong, I remember telling me that he really needs me to start working because the guy he hired, or the guy I'm supposed to replace, had a drinking problem. He used to drink a lot. And I thought, okay, I said, at most, I said the earliest I could come in September. I can't come before that. Because it was like summer school, so he's like busy and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out what to do. So anyway, I remember it was like the end of August, I believe. And I did one more training session with him. And that's when I came in and there was another guy that was with me. And I didn't know who it was. We'll call him Mr. S, as you guys probably saw in my Reddit post. So anyway, Mr. S was in there and I'm all talking to him and he's telling me what's going on. I was like, oh, okay. This is cool. And I remember him later telling me that he was involved with a lot of BS and how he had a drinking problem. I was like, oh, you're the guy I was supposed to replace, I thought in my head. Because I was literally supposed to replace him. He's the guy with the drinking problem. He almost got caught drinking and driving the first time. He was under the influence of alcohol and whatnot, driving under the influence, I should say. So I thought, well, I can't believe he's back. So I kind of didn't understand why he was back, but this will make sense later in the story. So anyway, I come in and I start working at this place. It's a pretty nice school. I'm excited because I get to do YouTube videos with the company and, I got to meet a lot of the employees there. And I also got to get training with my good friend, Mr. R, but we'll call him Russell for now because Russell's a cool dude and I really miss him. But anyway, Russell was there for about 12 years. He knew the ins and outs. He was perfect person to train us. I mean, he was training me and also the boss man. We'll just call him boss man for now. So the boss man and Russell were training me. Russell was really good at it, even though the boss man's, oh yeah, he's not good. But the boss man, mind you, never trained anyone for 8 years. So, imagine you never trained or had to do training for anything. And then all of a sudden you get back into it. It's, oh man, it's very different from what I did 8 years ago. So anyway, Russell had like modern experience. I mean, he was new to it. So when he was training me and all that, it was really good, but the boss man really didn't like it. Even though the boss man kind of made a few mistakes himself and kind of ended class late. I was bad with time managing at first. So anyway, I remember it's my first 3 weeks there of training and whatnot. So during training and everything, I remember my boss brought me in. He's like, do you know anyone in Tokyo? I want to open a school in Tokyo. I was like, I don't. And he's like, oh, that's okay, I said, he's like, we'll stick with Mr. S because Mr. S knew someone in Saitama. And he used to live in Saitama for a long time. So that's when it starts to make sense why he kept him, because he wanted to expand his school. Anyway, further down the line, I remember, like I said, 3 weeks into training, that's when Russell just walked out one day. And I was wondering what's going on. No one didn't say anything. It was just like complete, utter silence in the office. So I was kind of shocked, wondering what the hell is going on. And I was like, maybe, it's miscommunication. I just started. I don't know anyone here. So, I not ignored it. I mean, I was kind of concerned, but, I just started and I had to focus. So the boss man's like panicking when he left. And he just told me, hey, you're going to take full shift. I'm not going to be there. Just do what you got to do. And I said, okay. So anyway, I'm doing what I got to do and whatnot. And the next day comes and I see Russell, and Russell explains to me his situation. He says, oh, sorry about everything. I told him no worries, I said, things happen to the best of us, some things we don't expect, no matter how long we've been at a position. But, he was pretty cool, So anyway, we go inside and, Russell's asking for his stuff, and Mr. S is like, yeah, I don't think the boss man really wants you to be here. I kind of looked at him kind of weird. I was like, huh? I just got here in the morning too, and I was just like thinking, I was like, huh, okay, whatever. I didn't know what's going on. I didn't know where Russell's stuff was. So anyway, Mr. S just said, yeah, he's just, the boss man supposedly put things away. And I was like, okay, I did see that. But anyway, Russell just walked out, and I said, kind of understand his position. I'll be pissed too if someone touched my stuff. Because mind you, when I worked at the school, they made us carry a giant box. This box was really big. Like literally, you get a good workout carrying that all the time. But anyway, yeah, he walked out, and I can understand why he did that. So anyway, the boss man comes in and he's like, oh, where's Russell? And I was like, and Mr. S like, oh yeah, he walked out, because his stuff is missing and all that. Like, I didn't touch his stuff. I don't know where it's at. It should be downstairs. I was like, that's kind of weird because the way Mr. S put it was different. So anyway, I just thought, oh crap, this is going to cause a lot of drama. So anyway, Russell's gone now. I'm put in a position right away. I got to start training, or training ended basically, because he said it takes 3 months to remember everything. But I remember when I trained Russell says it takes 8 months because this guy changes his mind all the time. And that's really bad for a school. Trust me, it's really bad. And I was like, oh man, this is terrible school in Japan. I just left a black company for another black company. So this starts to get worse with this company, And the reason why it gets worse is because I remember as the months went by, I'll get bullied, harassed. Their training regimen is okay. Like teaching English is the easiest part, but organizing the paperwork and the extra stuff you got to do in the office is a hassle. And then one day he told me to stop making YouTube videos. I was like, okay, why? And he's like, I need you to focus on teaching the kids and adults. They're quitting. And I was like, he kept on blaming me. He's like, I blame you. It's your fault. The students are too bored. The students don't want to be here. I was like, dude, I just started. Like in my mind, I just started and you're putting all this pressure on me. And Russell's been teaching these students that I kind of took over for, he's been teaching those students for 12 years. So I just took over. So of course, the way I see how the students do is like, man, this guy's been here forever and he just left. Like, why? So the boss man keeps on blaming me. It's like stressing me out, as I just started here, dude. And then he cut my hours. He cut my YouTube, whatnot, doing YouTube videos. And I was just kind of pissed because I had so much great ideas. Because I was going to try to do animation and a few other things I was looking into. But I just said, screw it. I don't see the point anymore. Guy was just making my life miserable. So anyway, as the bullying, harassing goes on, the one who actually did the bullying secretly a lot was his wife, or I don't know, his assistant, whatever. I'm going to say it's his wife. And she's the one that secretly screws me over. So, oh, I'm going to cut your check if you don't do this, if you don't do that. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Like one time he got so mad about something that was misorganized. Like, dude, I didn't get training for this. Of course I'm not going to remember everything. There's like so many steps at the school. It's ridiculous. It's disorganized. And he keeps on saying it's not disorganized. But I was like, I'm not going to remember everything, So as the months go on and everything, I'm stressed and my friend offered me a job. So when my friend offered me a job, this was the time when my boss came in one day and said, I'm going to get rid of your health insurance and pension. I can't afford it right now. Your hours are getting cut. I was like, why don't you just make me do the YouTube videos, And it just pissed me off. He's just getting rid of it. And he just, yeah, your hours are getting short. So we're going to cut your hours. So that means you won't have the company health insurance no more. You won't have your pension paid for anymore. And that really pissed me off because I was thinking to myself, like, wow, really? 3 months here and you're cutting all that crap off. And the thing I had in my mind, I was so mad. I felt like telling him, like, motherfucker, don't tell me you have no money if you just bought a Mercedes. And I know he didn't buy that Mercedes for himself. He bought it for his damn wife. He's freaking greedy. It pissed me off, dude. But I got tired of this guy because he always said, I never have the money for this and money for that. But I don't know. He's probably watching this video, but you have money for a fucking Mercedes. That's expensive. I'm pretty sure no one at work could ever afford a Mercedes in Japan. Literally. So that really pissed me off. I don't care if someone's like into cars or not. It's okay to be into it. But if you're running a business and you have the fucking money to buy a Mercedes, but don't have money to buy technology to help, you know, buy a projector and, you know, teach the kids English better and improve modernization of technology. But instead, you made me carry this fucking box, which he got rid of after the 3 months I was staying there. He finally got rid of the box. But I was like, still, the fact that I was carrying a fucking box of supplies everywhere to each school. I was like, why not just set up another computer and put printer in it? Because he had printers at each school. Mind you, this guy had multiple schools. So I was just like mad, you know, because one day I brought paper, but I was low on one paper, so I was going to make a copy at one of the schools. Motherfucker doesn't have paper in it. I was like, okay, this school is really unprofessional. And of course, when I complained about it, then he starts adding paper. So it's pissing me off, you know. I sent my friend's offer for the job late November. I signed the contract and I told the boss man, like, hey, I'm going to leave, you know, March. And this dude's all, he's like, yeah, your friend doesn't know you like I do, you know. You shouldn't work for him. I was like, dude, I worked with this friend since high school. He definitely knows me. And then he switched over. He's like, I don't know what to say, but, you know, you shouldn't leave. And I said, well, I want to leave. You know, and right there, I should have wrote in writing that I was going to leave around March. But I didn't know what to think at the time, you know. I was kind of stupid. But, yeah, I didn't really write my official notice until January the 7th. So, anyway, you know, I was going to get my pay cut from that company because when I signed the contract, I said 3 months notice. And I was like, wow, he's going to cut my paycheck for that. And it started pissing me off, you know, because I'm stressing out about that. And then I had to move out of my apartment. And I had a lot of crap. So when he told me, yeah, I'm going to cut your paycheck and all that, once I put my notice January 7th, Mr. S was there too. Mr. S was there. And he was right there. And he's like, wait, you have a 3-month contract? I was like, yeah, you don't? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm pretty sure I signed it. Japanese law says 1 month. And that's what Mr. S said. 1 month. I was like, yeah, I started learning this once I posted on Reddit. So that's what started to make things worse. And it really pissed me off. You know, that's Mr. S knew this, but he was being like the little weasel there, I guess you could say. And all of a sudden he changed his mind, you know. So, you know, it's like January, you know, and Mr. S is giving me advice and whatnot. What to expect. I should be getting my check, and then my second check should be part of that check. He just says, yeah, you know, Japanese law, when you sign a contract, says you got to give a 1 month notice. He said, you shouldn't sign any contract that says that. I said, yeah, I only signed it for the car part, not that part. But anyway, you know, since I didn't circle it or anything like that, that's the reason why he didn't hire me. But anyway, I wouldn't work for the school because another thing that happened is that when Mr. S was working with us, he drove the company car all the way to Saitama and totaled the car. And supposedly he was under the influence. So, yeah, that's when things went downhill for that school because I'm leaving and then Mr. S just got arrested and totaled the car. And then the police came and they're talking to the boss man and whatnot and his fucking assistant who was like having a panic attack a little bit. She's like shaking. And I was just like, guys, I was like, you people are horrible. So anyway, you know, as Mr. S is locked up and all that, I remember the boss man said, yeah, we're going to open some schools in Saitama. And I was like, of course, that's the reason why he wanted Mr. S to open schools in Saitama. So even though Mr. S had a drinking problem and the boss man knew about it, he kept him and suffered the consequences. For me, you know, I mean, I don't know how Japanese law works, but I would arrest the boss and filed a lawsuit. But since I'm not the law in Japan, I can't say that. So anyway, you know, as things progress and things move on, you know, boss man's just like treating me like crap. So is his wife and whatnot. It's pissing me off, man, you know. And it's annoying me because all these ridiculous rules that they have, they're like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And my Japanese friends look at this like, your boss has problems and he's doing so much illegal stuff, you should take him to court. And I thought about it, you know, I still am. But they probably might watch this video and realize all the wrong stuff they did. Number one, you got rid of my health insurance early. Number two, you can't cut my check like that. And number three, please, anyone that works for that company, do not sign their contract. If it says 3 months, bullshit, throw it out. Be like, nope, I want 1 month. And if you can't, that's Japanese law. Let's make it to a point where they get through their thick skull, they can't abuse the 3-month rule. I mean, that's the only thing you could do with Japanese companies like this. But anyway, I did get one of my checks. The second one, I don't know. But yeah, they're messed up. They're a messed up company. Don't do it. You know, Mr. S is still locked up. I don't know what happened to them. Or what happened to him, I should say. And yeah, there's just a lot that's shady with that company. I mean, they gave me a very negative image of Japan that I know wasn't true. And I wouldn't recommend going to that company at all. I mean, if you want to save your soul, dignity, and your freaking mental health, don't work with that school. I mean, I'll put the link in the description what the school is. Or if you guys are on Reddit, you guys already saw what the school is and what I wrote about it. I just wanted to post pictures so no one signs up to that school. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of schools that are like this in Japan getting away with it. And I want to teach this motherfucker a lesson. Like, you shouldn't do that to people. Him and his wife. But I'm going to blame his wife more because she did so much little crap that really pissed me off that I know not even my boss now does. And she's a good woman. And even my friend too. Like, the stuff he does, very different from how they do it. So, don't believe the crap they say. Don't believe his, oh, my 20 years of experience. Shit, fuck off, man. All I gotta say is that if you work at that school, do it at your own risk. I wouldn't recommend it. Look for an international school. Look for ALT. Something else. Just be careful with this. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry this video was longer than it had to be. I mean, I wanted to get into detail as much as possible. So other than that, stay cautious, stay curious. And if you want to come to Japan, that's kind of the crap you're going to deal with. So don't let companies like the boss man I just talked about get away with that crap. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.